Today we're going to show you how to change the oven igniter on your range. Really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, 5/16 nut driver, and maybe a pair of wire strippers and crimpers. Let me show you how it's done. The first step in this repair will be to disconnect the power supply. Simply unplug it from the wall and turn off your gas supply. Now, I find this job a little easier if we remove the door, so you just bring it open to the broil position, lift it up, you can set that aside. Next, we're going to remove the oven racks. And then we're going to lift out the oven bottom. There's a couple of little slide tabs at the back. Just pull them forward, grasp the side, lift it up, and tilt it out. Now, the oven igniter is located at the rear here, but it's easier to remove this whole burner assembly. It's held in place with one Phillips screw right at the front. Lift up in the front of that burner assembly and just turn it a little bit sideways. There is a locator pin that goes through a hole in the back wall. We need to disengage that. Just lift up on it. Now the igniter is connected via a wire harness through a little hole through the back panel here. There should be enough wire to pull that forward enough to disconnect it. Lift the whole burner assembly out. That's the wire connector, and you just need to depress these two side tabs to disengage it. Now we can remove the two 5/16 hex head screws. You can discard the old igniter. The new one will mount in the same position. Tighten both screws securely. Now, if the plug on your new igniter does not match the one on your original, you may need to utilize these wires that are supplied with the kit and some wire nuts that are made out of a ceramic material, so they're heat resistant. You would install these two wires in the plug off of your old one and connect it to it. Now, while we have that burner off, we should have a look at all the holes along the sides to make sure that they're clean and clear, and as well that there's no cobwebs in the venturi tube. At that point, we're ready to put it back in. First thing we will do is connect the wire harness. And there is some insulation that is supplied with the kit that we want to stuff that in the opening where that wire harness went through. Now, it does have a little slot in it to allow the wires to pass through it. So we'll wrap that around the wire harness, feed the wire through. Make sure the harness connector is behind the rear wall. And we'll set that venturi tube right on top of the oven valve so that it sits over top of the orifice. Line up that locator pin with the hole in the back wall. Center the burner up, and then make sure that we have it lined up with the screw hole at the front. Reinstall that screw. We're ready to put the oven bottom back in. We'll hook the two tabs in the front in first and then drop it down. sure that the locator pins at the back will slide freely. Now we can reinstall the oven racks. Pull the hinges forward so we can set the door back on. Check the door, make sure that we have it on firmly. And our repair is complete.